Assalamu alaikum and good morning. A few years ago, my cousin just divorced his wife after some encouragement by his family due to domestic abuse. He is a successful engineer and always worked far away from home. Then he married his college sweetheart at the time after he moved out from his parents and bought his own house and a car. The abuse started to be apparent after a few years later in his marriage life because he seems to be always depressed and keep silent at, at the longest of time. So one day, the parents done some digging with the help from a few other relatives and found out that he has been ignored by his wife, verbally abused, and sexually neglected. His parents then have a talk with him and try to pry in more into his personal life and found out that it was worse than they imagined. They also found out that the last time that they've slept together was 5 years ago. No wonder he seems sad and depressed, and no one knows how painful he felt because he just kept it all to himself. This is just one of many stories of men domestic abuse. But do you wonder why? Why didn't he just seek help in the first place? Domestic abuse on men are rarely talked about and it's a real thing that happened today. But men just kept quiet. Why? So, I have researched and done a bit of digging in the internet for some real life cases, research papers, and videos of actual domestic abuse happen on camera, mostly on men. So, for today, I would like to talk about the two reasons why men kept silence when abused, and that is victims blames on themselves and victims are skeptical by the reaction from the society. So, let's take a look at the first reason, and that is the victims blames on themselves. Men are generalized to be naturally violent and women to be the big victim. This leads to people won't believe that the guy would be abused by his partner. But that also limits the sources and help that he needed on how to get out of this unhealthy relationship. They also have this responsibility to take care of the partner. So he felt ashamed that the partner expressed her frustrations because he can provide something that she wants. He also ashamed that he can't protect himself if the abuser are a woman. He blames himself that he feels weak and he should be stronger than his female partner. Then to the next reason, and that is the victim is skeptical by the reaction from society. Society rarely believes that men can be abused. Headlines about male abuse are rarely seen on any media. It's like once in a blue moon. So when men feels like telling the society, reporting about what happened in their household about domestic abuse, people will get side-eyed by that. So he would feel like he's lost and he would think more before he actually report about it. So he would be skeptical. And also, women get more sympathy than men, while men are told to stuck it up and be a man. So they can express themselves because they have to be a man and suck it up. And also, male abuse have become a joke recently. Like this double standard comic that I found. So in conclusion, I can say that men tend to keep the problems to himself due to these two reactions over here. So society need to be more fair on the treatment on domestic abuse. Doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. The situation about male domestic abuse can be summarized on how Pamela Stephenson once said, "So many people suffer from abuse, and they suffer alone." Thank you so much for watching, and Assalamu alaikum.